photos can sell a house. Video is what sells the agent.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that's really changed the game for us, because agents, there's over 255,000 of them in Florida.
Golly.
And less than 4% make six figures.
What?
Most agents are terrible marketers.
Salazar, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, man.
All
the way from St. Pete, huh?
St. Petersburg, yeah.
I love St. Pete, bro. One of my favorite places.
Me too.
Yeah, bro. He's always posted like great food, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, he posted some chicken wings today with his girlfriend. Correct? She's your girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and bro, those wings look fire.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're like the best wings in St. Pete. We actually heard that, and so we just started a new business venture that goes hand in hand with our marketing company called We Love Tampa Bay. And it's going to be a YouTube channel, Instagram page dedicated to all things amazing about the area. Food reviews, restaurant reviews, hotel reviews, real estate development. And yeah, we made a stop last night to get some of the best wings, and they were
Were they spicy though? Like, do you get it? Like,
slightly? So the place, by the way, is called Mullet's Fish Camp. I have no affiliation, but you guys should go. Send it. It's in South St. Pete.
We'll check it out.
Very vibey spot. They were great. They're like Jamaican jerk, smoked wings, some Carolina barbecue sauce.
I love that, bro. You know, like when my wife and I go anywhere on vacation, like I always go on TikTok and just type in like the city and just watch all the, because it's not like before where you go on Yelp and you look at the pictures. I want to see the experience. Like, hey guys, I'm going to this restaurant. Here's the best food, and I feel like that's what's in now.
Yeah.
Like,
so we actually just sat down. So another food video you might have seen where I did St. Pete's best steak. I had the 30-ounce Wagyu tomahawk. That was a call that the restaurant owner called me that Friday. I'm actually laying in my higher dose PEMF or higher dose infrared sauna blanket, halfway falling asleep. They call me, and I'm like, hey, who is this? I didn't know the number. Hey, we own this place. I'm not going to say it yet because I haven't signed the contract with them yet to see if we're going to be a client yet. I don't want to give any promo for free. But sure. we went in to meet him, and brand new, really high-end steakhouse in St. Pete. And that was kind of the whole story I told. I was like, hey, this place has to be seen through social media. People are going to look it up. When we go travel anywhere, same thing my girl does is right to the Instagram account. She wants to see videos of the atmosphere and the food. And
of course, you have to see the video.
Yeah,
it's not like before,
it's a package deal. It's a package deal. It's not just a simple review, right? Like,
and even pictures and reviews, I just don't trust. I have to see the video.
Yeah,
like unless I see it.
Yeah.
That was always my dream: travel different countries and like review everything. That was like that'd be a dream, right? Like
just kind of what we do now. I mean, we just like unlocked that a little bit in Tulum. So that's like kind of the cool part about this. Been doing video for 10 years, but we've been doing like Airbnb stays. So whenever we travel somewhere, we'll send out our portfolio with a bunch of cold emails, and we'll find an Airbnb owner to put us up, and then we do a trade.
That's perfect.
We'll bring a drone, bring a camera,
right now.
do some content. We did the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota, which was dope because we did a video of Melina's birthday at the Ritz-Carlton, which got their marketing team's attention. They accepted the collaboration, then want to continue to talk in spring, have us go back to do a full hotel video. But when we were in Tulum, this is a hack for everybody that's watching this too. We were in Tulum, and we were at a place called Kainan. If you guys have ever heard of Kainan, it's like very like iconic for Tulum. There's nests in the trees.
Oh yeah. Yes, I didn't know the name, but
so
I've
we
seen
just
it.
like walked up to it, and we had no plans. We were dressed in the full Tulum garb, like those outfits we bought, and we were killing time before we were meeting some friends for dinner, just walking around from resort to resort. And so we see these nests, and we wanted to get up there, but like, oh, it's reservation only. You can't get up. And I was like, okay. So Melina accepts it immediately. And I'm a little bit more like, I need to be told no a few more times to accept it. So I go find someone like, hey, any chance, like we're traveling content creators, we're doing a review on this place. Any chance you can get us just to a place for a few moments? So he runs off and tells management. Management comes back with food, drinks, alcohol, sits us in a nest, and everything was comped. It was all just like bringing it out to us in order. And just she looks at me and she's smiling. And we did do a full review and a video for him. Yeah, but it's like, they really appreciate the video because they know how valuable it is. Because like you said, you're going to look up the video.
Exactly.
That's one piece of content they have now, and authentic. It's not like...
Have you ever done it where you don't like the food, but like you kind of put on the spot?
Last night.
You were put on the spot. I hate that because that would be a bad
Last night we made a video of an item that we ended up not including in the video. So I shot another shot just to include it. Something I don't want to be. I don't want to. Like,
you don't want to lie,
but it wasn't good. Yeah.
I always feel like Dave, like when he goes rates the pizzas, right? I always say like if he's ever gonna do my place, I would never want to be standing behind him. I feel like it's so awkward.
Yeah,
like
it is.
Just leave, bro. Like you standing and staring at him while he's eating the pizza.
The Barstool Sports guy you're talking about.
Yeah. He's just. Here's my thing. Like if he's reviewing your pizza, just stay inside. He's whether you're looking at him or not, he's not gonna change.
Yeah,
it's not gonna change. It actually might make it worse. You're making him uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think you should leave. I think it's the same with anything with real estate. estate, with food. Someone's taking the time to perceive something. Give them the little vacuum
And let them be honest,
Leave them alone. Let them
sure.
perceive it.
Let them be. Let them be.
Well, like food reviews and everything, you know, with like Keith on TikTok, like it's crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know who this person is.
So there's this guy that does like food reviews, Keith.
Okay.
And he goes into a restaurant. He doesn't say that he's a social media influencer. None of that. He buys the food. He sits in his cars and he reviews it. And so he popped off. He got 10 million followers in like a very short period of time. So what he would do is he would go to like a business that's about to like go out of business, right? He would go in, put the review. The next day there'd be a line of like a 1 hour line. So every single place he would review would have a huge line.
Like an angel reviewer.
And so people would like start begging him, like, please, like, just come. It changed his whole business. So it's changed. Dude, social media can change your whole life.
Yes.
One bad video or one good video can change your whole business.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, a bad video could too, but there's something like when I was at the Attention Summit, shout out to Ryan McGinn who threw that 2 weekends ago. Something he was talking about was like negative press on social media. And he did a lot of content for Jordan Peterson. And Jordan Peterson, actually, when he first got on social media, had a lot of negative press. It was mostly negative.
That's how he gets popular.
And Jordan Peterson, he's like, he really helped coin this for me and my clientele is that every bad video only has a 30-day shelf life on social media, and the world just forgets about it and moves on.
Yeah.
And so the idea is like something happens, don't delete it, let it ride, and just outproduce the content in the front end, and it goes away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People could not like something about what you said or what you did, but like you shouldn't remove it because that is still true to the story of life how it went down.
But I think people don't even want to hear good things. Like,
people
want that controversial, there's a guy online that's talking about like women's basketball versus men's basketball. If he went online and he said, yeah, that girl can definitely beat me, nobody would have given a shit. Yeah. But if he came online, he picked the most important thing. Hey guys, I'm 5'5" and I could spank that girl. Right away, that created a shitload of shit talking, boom, a shitload of followers. So like, I feel like you kind of have to get something stimulated because even when you're watching, if it's like nice people, good thing, you're not interested.
You get rewarded for the trolling. Yeah, you get rewarded for it.
People want to see you fail too. Like, that's how Jake Paul is popular. Everyone goes to the fight just to see him get knocked out. They're not going because he's the most he's talented, but they're going to see him knocked out, and that's where he gets all the audience.
I went to see him fight here in Tampa, and he didn't get knocked out.
We went to that fight.
We were second row off. It was like that was actually a cool story.
We should tell. Right next to us.
We were probably right next to you, bro. We were literally second row.
Where his family sit? That's where we were.
Yeah, we sat right behind his family.
Yeah, probably. Dude, okay, this you'll know right now. Do you know who Brandy Love is?
No.
No one knows who she is?
No.
No, she was like a very famous porn star, like a hugely famous porn star forever.
Well, I would have said no on camera anyway,
we sat, so it was a crazy story. So we used to do marketing for this company called Sunga Life, and it's a Navy SEAL owned fight shorts brand, board shorts, bikinis, etc. So I'm out in Riviera Bay in St. Pete, we're wake surfing. It's my birthday. And I get a call from Jeff Gum, who's a fucking badass Navy SEAL. This guy lives life like Dan Blazarian, and he actually hangs out with Dan Blazarian in LA. He just
Navy SEALs
travels the world. Navy SEAL is crazy.
Bro.
Entrepreneur, makes good money. He's like, hey, what's up, Tony? I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, I'm in Miami. We're about to head to Tampa in a few minutes and go to the Jake Paul fight. We just got tickets given to us by Steven Espinosa, who on Showtime.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, they're great seats. Do you want to join me? I have 2 extra. I'm like, how are you going to make it here in time? He's like, I'm going to take my buddies Aston Martin. Don't worry, we'll make it. And I'm like, all right. So him and another Navy SEAL, they meet us, and we meet outside. Actually, we met at an apartment off of Bayshore, and then we Ubered there. As we walked down to the seats, we kept getting closer and closer. I don't know where they were. And Brandy Love and Lana Rhodes were sitting right here.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Who I knew, from social media, we know who they are. And, that's where our seats were, right next to them.
That's sick.
So, Slayers goes my birthday, so I did a video. And I was like, guys, my friends went in for my birthday, and they got me a really nice present. And the girls put it on and we sent to them.
That's smart, bro.
You
get a shitload of content with that,
But we were just talking the whole time, all of us in the row. And then I missed the knockout. But it happened, right there. It was on the canvas.
It was nice. It was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
And honestly, it was the whole day was entertaining.
Yeah.
The funniest moment of the whole night was that because we were sitting so close, I went to the bathroom and I came back and I see this guy with a line of people signing autographs, and it's this guy. So I guess they mistaken him for a famous person, and he was in line signing autographs.
I had a line of people. I
swear to God, I passed by and I see people, and I turn, I was like, who the hell is this guy signing autographs? Like, AJ, what the fuck you doing, bro?
I don't know, but they asked him for more autograph, bro. Bro, shout out to Blue Moon and Co, by the way, for the tickets, honestly.
Yeah, my cousin does a jewelry brand, and he hooked us up with
that's awesome.
He made a chain. You know that Jake Paul chain? With
Yeah,
the
the one,
spin.
the big one that he made that was wearing before the fight.
Fight night.
Okay.
The one that
Yeah.
spun. Yeah, he made the chain.
Yeah, my
That's
cousin was
awesome.
a jeweler. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty awesome. Yeah, it was crazy, bro.
That whole like LA crew, you know, where that like Vine Street, that's where they all were living. Justin Bieber, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all of them. So that's where they like, if you ever wanted to get like good content at that time, you have to live there. It's expensive, but dude, they were all next to each other. So every time they want to do a video, King Bash, Hannah, they would all meet up and do videos, bro. It was
Vine was a cool little platform.
I love Vine.
Yeah.
Bro, you imagine trying to be creative for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
That is hard to do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a chick, and she was like one of the bigger Vine, a kid named Ava. Do you remember who that kid was? She's like a viral kid, just had really funny as shit. And I didn't catch it till recently. I pulled it up to show my 5-year-old daughter recently, this kid, and then I realized her parents are both comedic actors. And I never noticed it back then, but I'm like, oh my God, I know these. I don't know their names, but I've seen them in a bunch of shows and movies. And no wonder the kid had that much charisma. But like, she was like huge on Vine. It's really
Ava?
hilarious.
I'm gonna look her up after.
Yeah, there's a kid named Ava. Like, type in Ava Vine and check her up on YouTube. There's compilations, but Vine was cool.
Yeah, Vine
Tony, Tony, I wanted to ask you a little bit about who you are, where you're from, realist. I know you told me you got a medical background from your family, your father and your brother, of course. And,
really?
Yeah.
Where are you from originally? Are you originally from Florida?
I'm from Florida, but I'm from Lakeland, Florida, so from Polk County. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So
nice.
story's
Damn,
interesting
original
because
Floridian. That's
yeah,
rare.
yeah, true flow rider.
it is, right? Yeah, I actually said that today in a YouTube video we're doing. I was like from native Floridian, but yeah, I was born and raised here. My dad was from Colombia. He moved here. I was the last of 11 kids born. And my dad was a Colombian
11?
physician, anesthesiologist.
Wait, you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I do.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought you were like the whitest dude ever.
I know. Thank you. It's
I thought you
winter.
were from Poland. I was going to say, dzień dobry, jak się masz? Ja cię kocham, ja cię nie jedam, masz mnie lubię, dobrze?
Yeah, no, I don't know any Polish. No, man. But so my dad moved here. I'm the last of the 11th kid. So my father is an anesthesiologist. He opened a family practice here. My brother is an ER doctor still, Dr. Salazar,
That's
Lakeland Regional
crazy.
Medical Center.
Nice.
My brother-in-law is a nephrologist in St. Pete, Dr. Sotolongo. Mother was an RN. So everyone in my family was medical, and it honestly bored the shit out of me.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I wanted no interest. I had no interest. Everything was
medicine is-
athletics and
I'm fucking
sports for
bored.
me. And
That is boring, bro.
Yeah,
That
it was
is
just
boring.
sports is my thing. So I actually just sent my brother a post when I saw it, and it's like, in every family, there's that black sheep, but he'll end up being the goat.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's
That's
gonna
a
be me,
great
'cause
line.
It's like
I never
I
thought
like
about
the
that.
path I chose, but I didn't. All through my 20s, I had really no desire for business at all. It was just to choke people out. I was like, jiu-jitsu was my obsession. That's all I cared about was Brazilian jiu-jitsu. That's all I did. I got
the best
sponsored
jiu-jitsu.
by some big companies. One of them was a company called On It, which
Okay.
trying to be a pretty big company. That was in 2014 when they first sponsored me, which is why we're here now, because that first company when I was competing in jiu-jitsu, this wasn't a full-time living. All you made your money off of like teaching private lessons and teach, but it was
So hard
cool.
to
It was
make
like
money
all
like
I
that
wanted to do
now.
was get good at jiu-jitsu. I didn't care about anything else but that. So
Did you fight professionally at all?
in the sport, I did 4 world championships. But it wasn't
okay, nice.
professional.
Nice.
You qualified to be there, but I did it at the highest level you could do. At that,
Would you
at
do
time.
the UFC if
No,
you were
no,
still?
I mean-
when you were younger, you would have.
I would've
if,
maybe,
if you
yeah.
had this
Had a-
mindset back then.
Had I learned striking early, if I
Yeah.
learned striking while I learned jiu-jitsu, yes, I would have gone that route. But I started with just jiu-jitsu, which is more grappling based.
I love
Yeah, for
jiu-jitsu.
sure.
So when I moved to St. Pete, when I got into striking, but the whole story, which is cool about video, was On It dropped me from the sponsor program because I didn't have 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh.
And they said, hey, you need to start making content and step your content game up, and then we can talk about having you. So what the fuck is content?
Yeah.
It was 2014.
Yeah,
I know what
I
that
have no
was.
fucking idea.
So then, I get a camera called a Canon 70D. Shout out Casey Neistat, and the YouTube
you know Casey?
blogger. I don't, but that's like that's the
Dude, Casey makes the best-
He,
he
was the
did the
OG
best
of
reviews.
the vloggers. So
Yeah,
I
he
was
was
like, okay,
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Got that same camera. Started vlogging a lot, and then I started being known in my town, Lakeland, as the guy holding the camera all the time. I always had a camera with me everywhere I went.
Nice.
So I made like 75 episodes of the Tony Salazar vlog. And then people started asking me to film videos for gyms, for med spas, for different things.
good.
And I started at a very basic level, like $200. I'll do a video. And then that's, here we are now. So 8 Limbs Crazy is my company.
Awesome.
We do,
How'd you meet Jay?
I met Jay in St. Pete on a boat.
Because you guys live in the same place, right? I mean, you work in the same place. Sorry.
No, we had an office in his building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
he
not
was
part of like that
No.
group.
No,
Oh,
were you renting that space in his building? Is that what
I
it was?
thought you
Okay.
guys like worked with each other. Okay.
No, different. So I met Jay on a boat wake surfing.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy,
Jay
man.
is cool, dude.
He's a
Yeah.
cool guy, man.
Yeah, we immediately clicked and became homies. And I think at that time, too, I was post-divorce, and it was a cool time because Jay had just moved to St. Pete and was in a previous relationship. And at the time, there was a group of people, which is funny because I remember when I first got divorced, all I wanted was social interaction in St. Pete.
Yeah.
New city, and I wanted the higher level echelon of social status. So I wanted like the blue check influencers and all like the cool dudes that had the
Yeah.
Lamborghinis. That's who I wanted to hang out with.
Yeah.
And so I quickly was able to get into this group. And then quickly I realized this shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just wasting their time, or they've already made their money and they're wasting their time.
Or they're so competitive.
So,
I agree.
So when me and Jay had met, I think both of us clicked because Jay had just moved to St. Pete and he was looking to take over.
Yeah, he
and
was.
both of us, we were more serious about what we wanted to do. So we're all like a drinking party, everyone hanging out, and we're talking about content and ideas and what we can do. And everyone's like, quit talking about that shit. And we're like, but we like stuff.
That's
Yeah.
what you guys like.
So that's kind of how we clicked up, you know.
That's
so we
pretty
both
cool.
kind of drifted away from that group. You know, I'm still cool with them, but just don't hang out in the weekends
You guys
anymore.
have a cool building, man. That place is really
The building's dope. Him and Scott put a lot into it, you know, and it's an awesome location, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see somebody like out of medicine do that kind of stuff. We
Yeah.
talked about it last time.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the real estate stuff you do.
Yeah, real estate. I would have never imagined, man, that I would be involved in real estate as heavily as we are right now. So, man, the story is interesting. I've had a marketing company for years, digital marketing, focusing on visual creatives, and then we got good at all the other shit, the ads, the distribution, the emails, but it all started with high quality videos. And when at the time before COVID, I had several clients on retainer for running their monthly marketing. So med spas, gym chains, restaurants, hair salons, and was comfy, living in Lakeland, just had a newborn baby, was married at the time. Everything was good. COVID happens. Every business that we had on retainer shut doors.
Shit.
So my income went to zero immediately.
Oh,
It's terrifying.
And it was the best thing that ever happened in my business because it was a quick
have to
time
hit
to
rock
pivot.
bottom
I was like,
sometimes.
we got to figure something out.
Sometimes that
So
pivot is
what
what you need.
business is now buying video was real estate. And to be honest, I really didn't care for realtors because they were willing to spend hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
if you
it.
don't mind me
That's
asking,
it.
why
That's it.
why wouldn't somebody just have the realtor company? Because there's a lot of realtor companies that do the video. Why wouldn't they just hire, if they're selling it with the realtor company, why wouldn't they just use them?
Maybe because they don't
how
have
do
a
you
I'm
mean
platform
asking you
like
that
I did.
because this is something they would ask, right? Like,
How do you mean? I'm confused with that question.
so like if I wanted to go sell my house, a lot of my friends, the realtor companies do not similar. Your videos are way better, but similar videos. They bring the drone, they do like a nice edit and stuff like that. So how does yours different than like the realtors?
Well, they
videos?
would bring they would most likely hire us still.
Got you.
Like they'd bring it. Like most
Got you.
realtors.
Okay, there we
most
go.
realtors don't have an in-house video team, and if they do,
Okay.
the guy sucks because they're paying him.
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly. And
So
they don't
like-
have an audience or a
so-
following, and they don't have.
yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Got
So
you,
like
got you.
I've had a lot early. They're like, "Hey, I'd like you to be our brokerage's videographer."
Makes
and I was
sense.
like, "Cool, $200,000 a year." At the time,
Okay.
I was like, "That's outrageous. I can offer you 30." Well, then why the fuck would I work for you guys?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So it's like you can't do it that way. So we started a media agency for realtors, and we made it specific to real estate.
There we
started
go.
going social media, real estate, and we blew up our social media very quickly with realtors. And it was a time when like real estate video became high demand because people weren't wanting to go tour properties. Everyone was still COVID conscious,
Yeah,
right?
they want to see that.
And this is the real deal why the company did what it did, because I came from a pretty organized, I would say semi-successful marketing company that worked with much bigger businesses with much bigger budgets and much smarter entrepreneurial style clients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conversations were different. Everything was different. Then I get into real estate. Real estate was like the black sheep of the video business.
Yeah.
Videographers did not want to service realtors.
Yeah.
Why? And so what realtors had access to is they had access to inexperienced, immature videographers. Kids wearing backwards hats that used to be delivering pizzas that
Yeah.
would show up. So they weren't used to. So I was like, okay, cool. So what are their problems? Let's just solve all of them. Let's be on time, deliver fast, have packages, have professionality,
Your
have
videos are
upscale
amazing.
offers.
Your
Thank
videos
you.
are amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so
they're-
we went in and we started and we seized the market share in a brand new city, and we took over like really
it's
quickly.
honestly, if I'm gonna buy a house, I'd rather see those type of videos.
Yeah, I think
and
it's
a lot of
important.
times I feel like you have a big enough following for people like, yo, I'm looking for a house. They see it on your page that connects them. It's really good for that company itself.
So that's another thing that we do, which is the new side of it. But I think the real point of it is like photos can sell a house. Video is what sells the agent.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that's really changed the game for us, because agents, there's over 255,000 of them in Florida.
Golly.
And less than 4% make six figures.
What?
So do that math for yourself.
Yeah.
So less than 4% of that 255,000 actually make over 100 grand. Some are making seven figures. But it's
Yeah.
a very small number. And so it's like they
They're
learn
all
how to
connected.
market, they
Yeah.
learn how to grow, and they actually identify as entrepreneurs, which most realtors do not.
Okay,
They
gotcha.
identify as an employee, so they're waiting for some daddy to tell them what to do.
Okay.
And if they don't tell them what to do, they sit there and twiddle their thumbs and wait around. So it's like the ones who are thinking ahead, hey, I'm going to grow a brand on my own, then they'll hire a company like ours, pay out of their own pocket, and we can grow their brand. We've done that several times. So what we've been doing, and I was talking to you about this before I came in, which
Yeah.
has been really good. This is what kind of been our new model, is the luxury market is an interesting market because luxury properties don't always sell.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
It's a
costs
market
associated
forever.
with marketing a luxury property. So you're an agent. So Agent Johnny gets his first $10 million listing.
13 million. You just
13
that
million, yeah,
thing is
big listing,
crazy.
and they get a big listing. Okay, man, I'm in a big marketing budget now. So hey, Aitlin's creative. I need to shoot this property. Cool. You're going to be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to do all the marketing material. And then we're going to give it to you and you're going to have to distribute it. Most agents are terrible marketers.
I agree.
And they don't have any knowledge of marketing. So they're going to post it to MLS and they're going to wait.
Yeah, just sit there.
That's it. That's what they do to market. So the marketing partnership looks like this. We say, hey, I will partner with you on this listing. We'll handle all the production, as many shoots as needed. We'll handle all the distribution using our channels, affiliate channels, paid ads, everything. When the property sells, we get paid. If it doesn't sell, we don't get paid.
Win-win for everybody. Content though, yeah.
And so that's been exploding for us. And we've had agents left and right getting contract with us to do that, and it's been working really well. And so we can use our distribution channels. And the cool thing about me not being agent is I'm collecting followers every day, between 20 to 30 new followers that are all agents, because they're all following the real estate marketing guy. Most agents are like, they reject each other. They don't want to follow each other. So I'm in this unique positioning.
We're so competitive, bro. Yeah. Exactly. I met somebody the other day that was like talking about like Dubai. Everybody there's a realtor. It's how many realtors do you need? My God. Yeah. But that's where it breaks out. The people that can be entrepreneurs and realtors are successful. The ones that are just posted on them, then they're not going to be successful.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the perfect example is like, what does identifying as an entrepreneur even mean?
Yeah.
And so like a perfect example, we teach, I made 2 online courses last year that did pretty well. We went around, we talk at brokerages and events, and we'll talk to agents. The biggest one I spoke to was like 120 people in a room. When you do Q&A, they'll ask questions, and they'll give you their specific reason why that won't work for them.
Okay.
And so you can be like, you're never gonna make it.
If you're thinking of
and
the
then
negative,
okay. So you do think you are gonna make it, right? Yeah. So let's switch that. The fighter was on the wrong side. You can make it. Now the entrepreneur came out. Now he showed up when he started to say, yes, I will. But at first, that immediate voice is like, no, I'll never do it. I never do it. And that's an entrepreneur will refuse to believe that they can't do it.
Yeah,
they don't even see it as an option.
They don't see that. Yeah, they'll most
do it. But I feel like with every single thing, it just gets a rush of so many people. Even these conferences, it was like, these people were doing great. Now everyone's doing conferences. This realtor does good, and everybody, because of social media too. Because you look at it like, oh my God. Like I was talking to somebody today during like COVID. I'm not gonna lie to you. All the people with the stock market, all this money they were making, made me feel like shit. Yeah, crypto. I'm like, dude, I'm a doctor. I went to school. I did everything I can, and this dude's making $100K a month. I really questioned, should I leave medicine and try to do this? I'm not joking. Like, and so, but then when the market crashed, and that same guy that was making $100,000 now is looking for a job for $20 an hour, his whole life got destructed. And seeing that moment was what made me realize, I was like, I like the stability of medicine. Some people like the rushing up and down, and that scares the shit out of me.
Well, the thing about medicine is that you can still utilize that tool, your license, bro. Medicine, there's so much money in medicine, especially for like marketing. I mean, you think about it. I was actually talking to Reagan the other day, and he was telling me, he's like, bro, doctors, the majority of them have horrible bedside manner, horrible personalities,
horrible marketers,
and they suck at marketing. And it's like it's meat. It's meat for people who know how to market, or doctors who have great personalities and can market. And that's something that we kind of brushed up on, that we need to talk about. And this is something it's lacking in this area.
But I just feel like, obviously we always talk about it too, it's just not as easy as people make it out to be. Because like I'll talk to somebody and he'll be like, yeah bro, I'm gonna buy a camera, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, bro, it's not nowadays it's not the camera, it's just not the quality. That's why like the Kardashians for a long time were recording in their car, because that production shit is just not it. It's what you say. What you say is the most important thing, and grabbing somebody's attention. Like having the best quality doesn't mean shit anymore. Doesn't mean shit. That was before.
I agree.
100%. I mean, we were just talking about this, and this is like, I speak this subject all the time because I'm in video marketing, right? And so it's like, we will turn a client down when we can tell right away they have no charisma.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know if we can do anything for your brand. I'm sorry, I can't give you an offer. But it's like, you go on the phone with the client, and the client's like, hey, I made a video with this. Like, I want to build a massive brand, and I want to be the best realtor. Cool. What do you want to say? Nothing. Cool. Fuck off. We can't help you.
What am I gonna do for you?
There's nothing we can do to help you. It's like, we can't help you if you're afraid. So like, something I learned at Tension Summit, which was huge, Ryan McGinn said, which is, he's like, this video is pointing, is like, I had 7.3 million views in this video. And he's like, that just think about it. It's like, that means 7.3 million people didn't like the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to be willing to accept that. And that is the biggest thing, right? Like, I was actually driving here thinking about this subject, because I knew we were going to be talking about this in the podcast. And it's not just this podcast, it's all of content nowadays. What is it that actually holds people back? It's bringing everyone back to high school lunchroom. You walk in, you're afraid of rejection, you're afraid of your peers not liking you, afraid of someone making fun of you. But it's like we still carry that fear as fucking adults.
I agree.
What are you actually afraid of? Is someone going to beat you up? No.
Yeah.
Like, what are you worried about? Like, they're actually worried about people not liking them.
Horrible, bro. Bro, even when we first started,
ugly
mustache, ugly beard, damn, he got fat. Damn, I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there not any positive? Like, I'm a doctor. I'm trying my best, but it was all negative.
Yeah.
It was like there was no positive.
Yeah.
But
It's
then I
real,
realized,
but
haters.
the
But
more
think about
haters
this.
you have, the better you do.
Yeah,
Where
I
else
agree.
in life can my thumb remove somebody?
Yeah, true.
So fuck that comment.
fuck it.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Fuck
it.
Like you make a
Block
comment,
it.
I can either block you or I'll allow it or I'll go back and troll to start off something in the
Yeah,
in the comment.
exactly.
But you have to
Increase
look at it like that. And
engagement.
that's the truth. There's a girl named Carter Long. Her Instagram is called Finding Floridians. Awesome channel. If you guys might see it, she's popping off in St. Pete, going viral. Interview people asking them how much they pay for rent in St. Pete.
Oh, I seen that.
And she
Yeah, I
just,
did see it
it's
yesterday.
an awesome
Yes, I
video.
did.
And she just made a video. She's like, guys, like it's making me want to not do this because they're making fun of her client. So she makes the video, and then they
fucked
go
up.
and she'll ask a guest to be on her show. They come on, and the comments go off making fun of their appearance, their weight, blah blah. Now, a couple ways you got to look at that. One, if someone's making a comment about your weight, was it a lie?
Yeah.
Is it
By
a
the
lie?
way, this is we got into this early. This conversation, let's go. I want to
Is
get
it a
into
lie?
it, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
So
start
it's like-
with it. Let me you though. I'm not saying it.
It's the shit you
talk about
gotta
the belly,
hear. You
bro.
gotta hear that. You need to know that. So like, I made a video last week. I'm like, what's the worst they could say? They could say, dude, you have a double chin, and maybe you do have a little fat ass neck.
Yeah.
But you need to be aware of it, so you can go, noted. I can fix it. If we don't ever know, we never fix it. So like,
But do you
Turtleneck. That's
really
all my
think
turtleneck
that
is.
person with a double chin doesn't know they have a double?
maybe
they
they don't.
know.
No, look, to give you an example. I shot with the client today, and this client showed up today for a YouTube video for a luxury property. Showed up saying a suit, looking really good, had a haircut, nice shades. Everything about him was so different than the first video we just did. And I said, you look good. He's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, was it the video? He's like, yeah. I'm like, exactly. He saw himself in video,
He didn't like
Yeah,
it.
that's big.
and he
yeah.
didn't like how he appeared,
Yeah,
and
I
he
agree.
fucking fixed it in 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
And I say
Why
it all
not?
the time, like you want the master hack to improve your image, get on camera because you're going to hyper analyze yourself. Everything from how your shirt fits your little titties
Yeah.
to your beard to your hair sticking up, and you're going to go, I'm not cool with this. I'm not cool with being seen like this. Let me go fix it. It gives you reason. What happens is we can become so blind to what we're not seeing every day.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you watch your own content? This is a weird
Yeah,
question.
all the time.
When I was in
Over and
LA,
over
I
again.
asked a lot of people, and honestly, like some of the most famous people will literally say, like, "Yo, I don't watch my content."
I do. I like to see how we can work things better. So
Okay.
I'll watch a whole podcast. So when I do a podcast, and once it goes live, it goes right in my living room TV, my whole family, and I watch it.
Yeah.
And I hear what I talked about. I want to see how I can say it better next time, how I can say it with less words of uncertainty. But that's just me trying to be hyper focused on me. But I like how I look.
You got a positive mind.
I
There
like
are
how I
some
look.
people that watch themselves, and all that negative that they find, it makes them more uncomfortable. I feel like.
Okay, so let's just the real thing. Do they deserve success?
Yeah, true.
This is the thing. This is where I have a hard time struggling. I don't know what the right answer. I want you guys to help me. Do the people who get beat up by their own mind and aren't willing to take the risk and aren't willing to be disliked and aren't willing to, do they deserve the shit that we get?
No,
Fuck
I agree.
that.
Fuck it.
No,
fuck
if
it, bro.
if you look at life as raw as it is, there's 10 wild wolves in the
bro.
in the woods, and someone goes and throws a steak. Are they all going to share that equally?
No.
One
They're gonna
badass
fuck you
wolf's
up.
getting that shit,
Somebody
and maybe
getting
a
that
second
shit.
one's getting the other half of
Yeah,
it.
true.
I
True.
think
You
that's
gotta
how
be a
life
go-getter.
should be.
Also, dude, like for me, I wasn't like a little uncomfortable with certain things, but one of our friends, Hannah Stocking, like she's beautiful, you know. But some of the comments they like rip on her, and I'm like, bro, if this woman is getting
Right?
ripped
Yeah,
on,
she's got
never-
25
right.
million
like if,
followers.
you know, like if
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is getting ripped on, like
Yeah, yeah.
you know, like
Yeah, my
fuck?
girlfriend
Who
gets
gives a
fuck? Who the hell am I, you
skinny
know?
shamed. She's like, Milena, we were talking about this. Milena's like super fit. Like I am very proud of her, and I'm very proud to be seen with her anywhere. You know, whether it's a boat day bikini or an outfit. But when she goes to like girls' nights or girls' time, the girls are like, "Oh, you don't eat that, do you? Oh, you want?" And like, bitch, don't worry about me. Like,
Yeah,
I work
I'm
out.
fine.
Like, she,
If she's
they
fat,
have
they're gonna
to
make fun of her. If
stop.
she's
But it's
skinny, they're gonna fucking talk shit. Like
you gotta learn to flow with it, move through with it. But it's like at the end of the day, getting on video, you'll learn what you look like.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, I'm not cool with this. I'm going to slowly improve it. Then you got that part checked. Images checked. And then
That's
you go,
true, though.
I don't like how I speak. Okay. Can you build charisma? Of course you
Yeah,
can. What does
absolutely.
charisma even mean?
Yeah.
It's like a bucket of skills combined in one thing. So it's like He makes eye contact when he talks. He acknowledges both people, right?
Yeah.
He says
Yeah.
things clearly. He shakes hands. You can learn all that shit, and then you can just start to implement it and go. So 2 years ago, when I go back and I see Facebook memory and I was posting reels, I'm like, dude, I was so
bad.
I did so-
Yeah.
It's also
It sucks so bad, you know?
it's confidence too, right? I feel like
Right.
I think confidence is really where it's at. The key is like with time and the more you're in
Yes.
front of the camera, you become a lot more comfortable. You become a lot more confident. And honestly, like when we first started, we were fucking freaking out about my shirt. I look fat. I don't know. Should I stand up? Should I stand straight?
For
You
our
know?
biggest thing is that the fact that we're doctors, it's just I feel like everyone's judging me.
Yeah.
Can I cuss? Can I say this? Can I give everything is like a judgment. Like
it is.
if I said what you said earlier, I will be torn apart. Like if I said like if you're a man with a belly, say the line so that doesn't come from me, bro. I rather say it 'cause I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to say it wrong.
A dude's belly tells you everything you need to know about his discipline levels.
Wow.
That's it. You can tell a dude's disciplined by his stomach immediately.
Fuck my life.
And I'm
You've
not
been hanging
saying
out with the Elliott
like,
group way
you
too
can
much.
have financial
Fucking
discipline.
Andy Elliott.
You can have that. I've got a guy in my life. He's a very wealthy man, but he's got a huge gut, and I would never trade his wealth for that body.
Yeah,
I would
agree.
not. My life quality would shrink.
What
so
if somebody
much.
lost the weight? He still has a little bit of gut, but he put a lot of effort to lose it.
Never going to lose that much weight. There's no. You never see it because the identity is I'm a fat person. You know that. That's psychological studies. That's why it's super super rare that obese people ever lose the weight.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I mean-
lose it and keep it. They lose it for a short time. I'm talking about if you've made it to like 30.
Yeah.
It's very rare because you still identify in your mind as I'm a fat person. So you
Yeah.
get that
That's
one emotional
That's
hurdle
true.
in your life, the divorce, something happens, and it's like a bender comes
yep.
and the binge eating.
Fact.
So it's like that's something that's so important to get as a child.
Yeah, I
or
agree.
you can get it, but it's like if you get to 50 or 60, you're
fucked.
That's why my biggest
Yeah,
thing
there's
with
not-
like this young generation, like when people say like get out, exercise, all of that shit, I don't think they understand. Like when I see these older people, right? The people that exercise when they were kids, they found love in it. So when they're older, they still love it. When they retire, they do it. It's so hard
it's
to
a
get a
positive
65-year-old
addiction. Yeah.
to start loving the gym.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't understand that like when you're a kid and you're pushing that kid to get out and exercise, it's not just now, dude.
Yeah.
Because at 65, when you're not doing shit, you're fat, you're
Yeah.
sitting at home smoking, so you're going to die way sooner. Like
Yeah.
it saves you
Yeah.
like 10, 15 years of your life.
Yeah, it does.
Like
100%.
drastically.
Yes.
Well, that's our biggest problem with our patients too. Is like a lot of them are older and they've never exercised in their life, literally never. But what I tell them in that situation is like, okay, you know what? You don't have to fucking go to the gym and become a bodybuilder. Just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Ride a bike.
And
Go
some,
look into
some,
something.
I
dude,
think
some
what you're
people
talking
are
about-
fucking assholes. I had a patient. I told her, look, don't go work out. Just walk in the gym. Step one, right?
Yeah.
Look what happens. I felt so bad for her. She's a little bit overweight. Not bad. She walks in and there's like these teenagers that start laughing at her.
What the fuck?
I swear to God. First thing, she goes around. She comes back. They're like, ha, ha, ha. Bro, she said she had a panic attack and she left. I'm like, you just ruined that. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
ruined
fucked
it, bro.
up.
That's fucked up.
And don't get what I'm saying because I never have ever fat shamed.
No.
or shit-shamed
I
somebody.
get what your point is. It's
But
true though. Yeah.
My point is,
But
it
you're
is
right.
it is on you. Like if you look in anybody's current state of their life, it's all based on decisions they've already made.
Yeah,
It's
fact.
past decisions. So it's like
If you don't have a medical
Cool.
condition for
Yeah.
it, if you don't have cushions,
yeah.
hypothyroidism,
PCOS,
something that
Yeah.
does it,
Yep.
then yeah, I agree with you. There's no
actually that's something that like I'd love to get into in a second on this is ask you about that from medical background. Like
Yeah.
what does that look like? So I don't know where I stand quite yet, but like the people that are like I can't lose weight no matter what I tried. You've heard it, and I'm sure there are reasons, there are conditions.
it annoys me. I'm not gonna lie.
But at the same time, I always think if we could Freaky Friday this shit, and I could get in your body for 90 days, I would give it back to you in a different condition. I know that I could.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
So you don't
There
know.
are
like,
there are some patients
sure that
that
just
said it to
metabolism-
me for a long time, and I found crazy diagnosis on them, and those diagnosis was the reason that they could not lose the weight.
Dude.
Yeah.
Very rare though. Very
A-
rare.
a lot
Yeah,
of
but
it's-
you fix it. Like hypothyroidism, fix their thyroid.
Yeah.
Like, you can fix a lot
I
of
think
these.
people have subconscious behavior patterns they don't identify with. So this is something I was talking about yesterday. I was in the steam room at Vitality Wellness, listening to Patrick Bet-David's audiobook. And then
I
I,
like him,
leave
yeah.
and I'm in the lobby and I'm talking to some other guys and I'm like, people don't realize, this is something he said in the book, which is powerful. And he's like, your life will never get really good, until you stop lying to yourself about all your bullshit. And I think all of us men can agree with everything you're about to say right now. He's like, your bullshit looks like this. The porn you sometimes watch, even though you say you don't watch porn, the can of Coke that you binge drink sometimes, the gas station candy you get sometimes, the gambling problem you have. We do a little action. Like I'm like that with candy. Like I'll drink sugar, eat candy, and then I dispose of the evidence. I don't bring it home in my truck.
Yeah.
Because
So
I know
just-
I want to
you're conscious,
erase
yeah.
it.
You're
I
lying
want
to
to
yourself.
erase it.
Yeah.
Right? You with me?
Completely.
Or
Yeah.
like dude that goes and watches porn and then deletes browser history. It's like that never happened.
Yeah, it never happened. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that did fucking happen.
It did,
And then
yeah,
you
you're
know
right.
that it happened. And then
Yeah.
you start to self-sabotage internally. And so I think a lot of people, I have my next door neighbor, my old property I used to live at, he was going through a really fucked up divorce, and he was hurting, dude. And he was telling me, I'm getting my life better, my life's getting better. I was always talking to him. I see him going riding his bike. And one day a windstorm comes through and knocks over his trash can. He wasn't home. He was at work all day. And dude, the amount of cans of Coke that were in the street, and I picked them all up and put them in his trash can. But I was like,
yeah, bro.
He's not listening to himself. But I see what he's consuming. I'm like, yeah, you tune these things out. Yeah. And so I think sometimes they lie to themselves and like, I'm doing everything, ignoring the 7 cans of Coke.
Well, it's a lot of these eating disorders too, Tony. Like a lot of people have this mental state where like any problem, whether it's happiness, sadness, trauma, they find an excuse to go to food.
Yeah. It's dopamine reward.
Exactly. Yeah. If you are consistent, because I think consistency is key to everything, to be honest with you.
And not using the word diet. Diet should not be used. Diet.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. But if you go and you exercise 4 days a week, okay, you do it for a month, you might not see much results. You do it for 3, you'll see some results. You do it for 6, you'll see better results. If you don't put in the effort and the work, it's not going to fucking come knocking on your door, to be honest with you. So I agree with you. You can't just be like, oh, nothing works. I've tried this diet. I've tried this fucking exercise. I also blame the
parents a lot of time. I'm not trying to blame parents for everything, but if you start kids young into like loving, like looking good, healthy
eating
lifestyle,
healthy.
You don't have to force them to like that, but like put them in sports, do these little things just so that when they get older, they have some kind of love for any athletics.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to lift weights. You can run, you can play basketball, you can do jiu-jitsu. Everybody thinks that has to be gym. Yeah. No, there's other things.
I was going to circle back to that a minute ago where you were saying like too many people equate exercise with bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the big problems. And also what you're saying about parents, I didn't have the best parental start. Like I was raised I was born in 84. Right? Shout out to that. You know that.
Yeah.
So my dad was a physician, but the household foods we had were still terrible in the house.
Yeah.
I had cans of Coke and Pepsi and Mountain Dew. I had access to all of it the time. The pizza,
carbs, pasta, pizza.
So I was raised eating all that shit, but I also was very active. And I think for me, what changed it for me was the motivation, which is a huge motivation. I wanted pretty girls.
Yeah.
So high school comes around, you're 16 or 17.
Yeah.
And girls see like Freddie Prinze Jr., who were the guys at that time, Heath Ledger in movies, and you're like, abs, he's got abs. And the girls that I wanted that shit, and I was like, check,
I gotta get some abs.
That's all the motivation I needed to like. I got really into fitness at like 17.
Nice.
And I was like, cool. So like, how do you do it? Diet down, calories, macros. Like, how do they do it? Just figure it out because you have motivation, and some people don't want it. So
it's a
like
lot of work too.
And then the same thing can be done for business. Yeah. Okay, I want to make $1 million a year. Well, how do you do it? Break it down. $2,800 a day. How do you do that? Yeah. It's the same shit, but it's like people just go. That limiting belief, they go, that's not for me, that's too hard, I can't do it, whatever, and they stop doing it, you know?
Yeah. I feel like nowadays there's no excuse. Like everything is in the palm of your hand.
But then why?
Especially with like AI.
So why, I was saying earlier, why is a 6-pack so rare on men? 2% have it. Why?
Damn.
I'm about to know that.
All the information is there.
Yeah.
And everyone knows how to do it. If I ask anybody here, I'm like, hey, how do you get lean and get a 6-pack? You know exactly what to do.
Diet, all diet.
I agree.
But then why? It's like the rarest thing, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, it is.
I want the honest answer.
Like to eat.
Yeah, it's like,
I honestly, I just think it just comes down to the person.
Yeah.
It comes down to the discipline. It all comes down to discipline. You know,
they ruined it with like Big Boy season 2. So like,
the dad bods. It's hard, but like that's something that like men. I'm really hard on the men when I make my content about that because like it's hard to demand a certain level of respect from anybody. Like in the leadership, there's a guy in St. Pete, and he was like, he had this men's movement, this men's group, and I actually liked the guy a lot, but he was trying to start a men's movement. And I had a real conversation with him. This is what I try to be for everybody. I will risk offending you to tell you the truth. Yeah. If you don't like me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like it's going to be really hard for you to ever be looked at as a leader if you look like that.
Yeah.
Because he was a little bit, he
was
a tall guy, but he didn't look fit at all. Like men have never once said. He was the fattest amongst us. That's why we followed him.
Yeah, bro. So that's awesome, bro. But so is there any advice you give a lot of these young people who want to go into marketing, who want to go into social media? Because I know you've been through it for a while now, and you're a veteran in this. Anything you want to any kind of advice you'd like to give?
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the things right now with social media is that everyone wants content, but the problem is everyone's really trying to be something they're not. So everyone's trying to pretend like they've made it. And this is the real truth of it. You're 24, you're 25 years old, okay? You've never made more than 30 grand. You're in average shape. Everything about your life is completely average, from the bed you wake up in, to the thoughts you have during the day, to your habits throughout the day. What the fuck are you going to make content about?
Yeah.
Your best bet is to go be a goofy content entertainer, and maybe you make some reality down the mind about, but like, be something first, and then you can make content about what you did. So like Alex Ramosa says best, he goes, step 1, do shit. Step 2, talk about the shit you did.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's content, right?
Sense.
And it's like, until you have that context, the content, that's why you can look at someone and see the illegitimacy. You can see someone on social media, and the age makes them look illegitimate. Like, what the fuck have you been through?
Yeah.
Right? What have you been, right? Or like the fitness level, or how they're dressed, because you don't know
also,
culture.
people can
like
buy followers.
Right.
Like, when I was in Turkey, I had a guy literally was like, hey, look, bro, I got 1 million followers. I can get you 1 million, 5K. I'm like, what am I going to do with that, dude?
Followers
I think it's stupid. I genuinely think that people that buy followers, I think it's stupid. It does nothing for you.
But it was a thing 4 or 5 years ago.
Because without engagement, what does it do?
It was encouraged. But the point is, like, what, like, how would you guys define charisma? What is charisma or presence? What is that?
I think if you're able to change, to make change to other people, I think that's what presence. Your presence is depending on how others feel around you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you have a definition of it too?
No.
I mean, I agree with it, but
you feel it on someone. Like a charismatic person
you can't really
enters
explain
a room
charisma. You
and
just
you
have
feel
to see
that,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So like, how do you just fabricate that? How do you just fabricate and go, all right, I'm a dude and I know I need this thing, so I'm going to make up this fake charisma and try to, like, it's like people try, and that's what happens if the content falls on deaf ears. It doesn't work. So I think everybody needs to just go get to work on something. And it's like, I didn't get to work on business. I got to work on jiu-jitsu. Yeah. But through that, like, I did a lot of really crazy shit during my 20s. So by the time I started making content, I was willing to just be like, yo, dude, like, I know who I am.
Yeah,
My
you
nose
did
gets
it.
broken.
You
and
did
more,
something.
Right.
See, yeah.
Did something that was super hard.
With charisma, I feel like, again, like, we've met thousands of people, but the first second I met you, I felt like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah.
See, we can talk about anything. Like, we've been talking for 40 minutes. Yeah, and it felt like 2 minutes, but like that's how it works. That's charisma.
This kind of goes into the point, so I must not have said it. Is like, you do something, right? And then because you've done something, you can enter a conversation. Like the first time I met you, it was at RiseCon that I met you, right?
Yep.
And I complimented your suit or the mustache.
Yeah,
yeah. We were in the VIP lounge getting coffee.
I remember, yep.
But I was like if I said something to you and I'm talking and you didn't like me, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just
There's
don't
no way
care.
we would have. Yeah.
Not like I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you. I'm just, I don't. It won't affect me for 3 seconds. I don't care.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
And so that is what I think it takes. It's like you have to have something about you that you know who you are enough, where you can be yourself enough to not care. And then what usually happens is people are like, damn, I like that dude. I like the way he says shit. But what happens is you feel it when someone's like, I need you to like me.
Yeah.
Then they start morphing.
For sure.
Then they over agree with you.
Yeah.
But
and
also
then they never challenge
like
you.
you said, your experience. You could read somebody in 2 minutes for that.
Yeah.
You can try to be whatever you want to be.
I think a lot of people say you're an asshole. Like, people think like you're an asshole if you're that honest. And if you're honestly,
you're an asshole.
I am, but I don't.
No, you are. You're literally.
I don't think I'm an asshole.
Both of you guys are assholes.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Not a bad thing.
I know. I identify.
But if you're gonna get mad at me for talking about maybe something you cooked or something you did or how you look, and then why the fuck are you asking my opinion?
Why are you guys assholes that like to dish it but not receive?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you cool with it, because there are some assholes that are assholes to others, but then the second they get told something, they don't like it. You know?
No, you need to welcome that. That's what I mean. But that's where, again, like, the jiu-jitsu life comes with that. It's just like the military. You get
discipline.
non-stop roasted by your
they're
peers.
also talking shit. Yeah,
you're
all the time.
always roasted. You're no one's
people are
safe.
way more sensitive
and if you're
now.
the dude that day and 10 are roasting you, you're fucked all day.
Yeah, you're fucked.
They just picked you that day, so you have to just learn to take it.
Let it fucking
And
be.
after a while, you don't care anymore. So like that's something you can tell people. Like I saw a social media video today.
That's all they did in high school.
Yeah, you got
rip
used
on
to
each other.
Now they're soft. I saw a video today, and it was like a very like emo kid at Walmart up on one of those ladders putting some food away, and then someone like shook the ladder, and he gives him like a really mean look, and then it cuts to 3 people were shot and killed at Walmart tonight, and I'm like, that's fucking funny, but it's like it's sad and funny, but that's the truth of it. It's like
that's hot right now. They do that a lot.
They can't take it. They just stew in their mind and go, I can't believe this motherfucker tried me like that.
We gotta be very
Instead of
careful.
going, he's just clowning me, you know, like you don't take it. So social media is a weird game, but it's a game
That's
that a
hot
lot
right
of
now,
people
by the
are
way.
losing.
What you just said, I'm seeing it everywhere. Like a guy's like, I hate Crunch Fitness. I'm about to run my car into it. Then he grabs a clip of a car running into Crunch Fitness.
Yeah, that's style content.
Yeah. Dude, that's just hot right now.
That's all. Yeah, it's interesting. There's
it's not gonna
on
last.
Social media talking about Crunch Fitness actually, but I like Crunch Fitness.
How do you stay on top of like what's popular?
Well, we have a team. We're all in Slack, And so, for instance, was in here with you guys, and one of my videographers sent me a reel that a realtor just posted, and it was a dope ass reel.
Oh, nice.
Of another, it was a competitor realtor in the area.
Yeah.
So right away, he sends that to our team chat, and I was like, let's study it. What effects is he using? What color grades is he using? How can we recreate that reel? And then we'll just try to go. So we're always like, I'll watch everybody. Patrick Bet-David's newest book, by the way, called Choose Your Enemies Wisely. Have you guys read that yet?
I like that dude, yeah.
You read it?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
But I watch his podcast all the time, and he always talks about it, yeah.
Such a good book. I'm about 3/4 through, and what he talked about, which is something I've experienced here, I've always done it, and I didn't realize it was a good thing. So when I first saw the book cover, I avoided the book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely, because I'm like, damn, I have chosen some fucking enemies, and I may have chosen the wrong ones. I don't want to be told I've chosen the wrong ones. So I didn't read it, and then I read it, and it's opposite. He's like, you need to constantly find enemies, because it'll bring out the real warrior in you, and you'll beat them, but it's always an imaginary battle. So it's like you need to find the competitors in your area, and that's the person to beat. And it needs to be 10 times higher than where you are.
Yeah,
that's actually a
it
very
should
valid
never be
point.
something. It's like if you choose an enemy and you're already better than them, you're already losing the fight. 'Cause you're fighting. What are you fighting? You're to prove that you're better than someone you know you're better than them. So the content, we have a couple people that we like, hey, I love that. Or someone in Miami, a videographer, I'm like, I love that content. Let's replicate it. Let's make it better.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't wait till the day where we actually have time to do that, man. To look at that stuff. And
soon enough, bro.
What is day like for you guys?
Wake up really early, run, go to the gym, come home, record, and I go to sleep.
Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel every day, and that's why I feel like I need to get out of this element. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I feel like it's the same thing every day, yeah.
You take in a lot of patients' problems, and that's the problem. As strong as you are, you take it in somehow, and it just consumes you. And there's
especially if you have a good bedside manner, right?
Yeah.
And that's what defines, like, if somebody has good bedside manner, they're always going to be hurt by what they see, the cancers and the people dying. If you have horrible bedside manner, you just don't give a shit, and all you care about is number and money, because that shit really doesn't last forever, espally with doctors.
My brother's cold as fuck.
He's an ER doc.
Most of them super cold.
Yeah, but ER docs are like that.
Like he's almost like he'll never. He's just bitter towards the world almost.
But
in
do
like
you know why?
They're all like that ER
what
docs.
he's seen for 30 years in
Yeah,
the ER.
so he's traumatized. He's got some PTSD.
By the way, you kind of have to be like that in the ER.
Yeah.
You can't have bedside manner in the
Every
ER.
single time I ever had a college student or med student that had to do anything with my brother, because a lot of times they had to interact with him.
Yeah, of course.
They were like, they hated him.
Yeah,
they hated him. And he's like a hard-ass Colombian doctor. There's no bullshit. And he'll cuss you. If you make a mistake, he'll cuss you out, freak out. But it's like he's cold. And then there's a level of like compassion that he's missed out on. I'm like, man, like that's just, it's done something to him, because you see the worst of people in the ER.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
but you don't need to
there's
maintain that
fine
relationship with the ER. That's why.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
And they're never gonna come back.
Go follow up with us. You know, we're the ones that have to see the patient every 3 months.
But having an asshole moment, dude, it can ruin you forever, bro. Like, I had an asshole moment where it was like all the residents, all the doctors, everybody, and this lady doctors, for some reason, I'm not trying to be like, I'm going to get canceled for this. But because they're amongst like a lot of men, they always have to be like extra assholes, right?
Dig their heels
and so
in.
she started pimping me with like questions in front of everybody. And like, so I got a question wrong, and she started laughing, and she was like, like she got everybody. And I never forget that moment where everybody was laughing at me. I felt so low, like it was one of the worst moments of my life. And like, yes, sometimes they make you better, because I was able to break through, but some people can't break through that, and they might quit after that.
Yeah, I agree, but
maybe it wasn't meant for him. I agree,
right.
but it's not really. I didn't learn
what
from
did that do
to be
for
honest
you?
with you. It made me stronger.
You
but
remembered it.
Yeah.
I was on the way here listening to a podcast. A guy named Aubrey Marcus was the founder of On It, telling a story just like that. He was like, I used to work for my stepfather, and he fired me twice. Second time he fired me, brought me in his office, and said, hey, just want to let you know you're fired, and you'll never be successful without me. To his stepfather, he's told him that. So he left the company, started his own business. On It became a 9-figure business, yada, yada. Nice. Then his real father died. They're talking about this years later, and he brought it up. It's like 7 years later, I brought it up. It's like, hey, the day you said that to me, why'd you say that shit? That really sucked. And he's like, I knew you were a fighter, and I knew that you would never rest till you proved me wrong.
Nice.
And he's like, I was bursting into tears hearing that, because he was like, he said he burst into tears. He's like, it was just, holy shit, like he knew it would polarize us.
That's true.
But those moments are powerful for us. And that's my exact point. Those moments have never not happened through nature. Like, look at the trees. One tree's bigger than other trees. Its roots under the ground are fucking up the other trees' root systems. Yeah. So that is nature. It is. Traumatic conversations, harsh delivery, when people are just so like sensitive and they're getting their little bubble popped all the time. life's only going to get harder. So like, it's better that bubble was the one that made them turn back.
That's true.
Because they get to be 40, they've got kids and all those responsibilities, and then they give up because they can't take the pressure.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No.
Learn
That's
as
a good
early
point.
as you can, you know?
All right. Well, guys, we had a blast.
Dude, what a great episode.
What are we at, like 48 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
That's how it goes.
Tony, thank you, bro.
Thank you guys,
bro.
We had a great
fucking
time.
amazing.
Thank
you guys so much.
You're awesome. And
guys
I
are
would
too.
love to get you back on soon also.
Anytime.
It's cool. You're awesome, bro.
Anytime.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a great night.
Thank you.
All right,
Peace.
thank you so much.